Oh, another good deed for the day. You know, I like to record and document these moments. You know, these precious moments are fleeting indeed. So, you know, going into, again, you know, I have to be honest, you know, going out for my walk today, my exercise, grab my lunch and my dinner for today. Of course, I wanted a bottle of wine to have for the rest of the day, so I ended up going to the dollar store after I left Publix, and right in front of me in line, there was an older Haitian woman who had like a rolling stroller that was like a convertible like seat that she should. It was like a wheelchair, but like a little flimsy one, like the new age ones that's supposed to be like portable or whatever. And right before she was checking out at the register, I was right behind her. And you know, God works in mysterious ways. You reach certain points in your life at specific reasons just to help certain people do certain things. So, you know, it's always encouraging to, you know, keep the ball rolling for the most part. So she fell over right in front of the cashier, right in front of the checkout line. The cashier was on the other side of the register, of course, and you know, the line is behind me, I'm standing behind her, and for the most part, yeah, she had to be at least 60 plus or something like that. But she fell on the ground, and you know, no one was around to help. Well, there was people around, you know, there was the cash register, there was other people online behind me, but I was the first person to react. You know, it was definitely one of those situations where it's like, even though I've fallen in and I can't get up type of scenarios, and everyone's just staring. So, you know, 3 seconds into it, you know, my face is in my phone. I'm like, I had to put my phone down, try to help pick her up, you know. And again, women, work on your weight. But this is an older woman, and I'm like, damn, I go to the gym. So I'm trying to pick her up off the floor, and then people are just staring. I'm looking like, what the hell are y'all doing? I'm like, you put that down. Like, are y'all in here shopping? You push this buggy out the way. You get her friggin' her stool, chair, wheelchair, whatever this thing is, and make sure it doesn't roll out of the way, because that was the thing. She tried to sit down in it as she was in front of the register, and it rolled out of the way, and she just fell on the floor, just like it's like a water balloon bursting on the floor. But yeah, and I'm like looking at all these people. You got the one black chick, look like she got, you know, some half a cent. She might be like a substitute teacher or whatever, you know, standing there with a freaking broom in her hand and whatever else she had. I'm like, you gonna have to put that down. Like, I need help. She needs help. Like, what are you doing? Looking at the cash register, she's staring. I'm like, yeah, I ain't gonna make her come all the way from behind the stand. But I'm just looking at this whole situation like, wow. I even looked at the cash register. I'm like, I didn't come out of my house for this today. I'm pretty sure at this point she's used to seeing me come into the dollar store like once a week to like buy a bottle of wine or something like that. You know, a few interesting encounters this morning indeed, but you know, that was one that I decided to record. You know, making a habit of recording these good deeds. It's just like, you never know what happens when you're out and about, what you can experience, man. You know, things that you learn about yourself. You know, although I ranted a few days ago in the park in the morning, you know, about the guy who was like, I guess he wanted to say hi to me or something, to have a conversation with me. He had the whole park to himself, walking his dog, no less. And I'm like, I'm in my own little world trying to shoot a quiet video. And again, you know, this guy, of course, gravitated to my area. So, you know, it's like that sometimes. You know, people are indeed attracted to healers, and we're put in certain places at certain times, very specific moments. It could have easily been 2 minutes later or 2 minutes sooner. You know, again, I have these situations, whether I'm, you know, putting money in a homeless person's shoe without them knowing, or I'm helping elderly people or even children cross the busy highway, or whether someone falls out in a freaking grocery store out in public and all these shopping plazas when people don't want to pay attention. Psych. You know, what are we left with? So again, you know, that whole 2-minute situation, getting her up off the floor, and she couldn't stop thanking me. And you know, my crazy behind, all I'm thinking in my head is like, I hope she don't think I'm trying to feel up on her. But again, this is like a 60-plus-year-old woman. I'm pretty sure she's had her time, and she's probably like, oh, I got this nice young handsome man helping me out the floor. Kind of makes me wonder, did she do it on purpose? But you know, minor bruise. She said her 100 thank yous. I said my 100 no problems. You know, you're welcome. Be safe. And continue with my day. And I continue white butterflies. I continue to see pretty girls and pretty women. It was pretty obnoxious today with it, you know. Blatantly come in my area, in my space. It was almost akin to our sexual harassment. You all up in my aura, you all up in my space, all up in my space. And I know what you're here for. You look like one of those type of girls. And then of course, you know, like I said, the others, even the dudes, man, I look at some of these dudes sometimes with the pop bellies and, you know, the iced out chains and the teeth and all this stuff. And I'm like, the different color hairs and the tight ripped jeans. You know, it's all the evolution of culture and it's evolution of times, you know. I go so deep into scientific thought on these things, you know. Again, if we are dealing with global warming, you know, it's within the times. It's within the relevancy of the youth. And that's why we need to be teaching the youth to come up with these ideas, whether we think it's trendy or fashion or some fashion over stuff. If we are dealing with global warming, why not wear ripped jeans? Why not wear ripped shirts that have some circulation go through that body? You know? This isn't something that's new anyways. Again, this is something that kids is doing 30, 40 years ago. Writing on their book bags or writing on their jeans or their t-shirts, creating arts and crafts, showing their artistic side. You know, sitting in school at the desk, wishing there was an art class or a whole bunch of markers just writing on their book bags and stuff. You know, it's not as overly complicated as people may think it is sometimes. It can all be so simple. You know,